held by anyone who we may or may not have on the air. WERE adheres to the First Amendment to the Constitution of the United States. And if members of the Interchurch Council don't give a damn about the First Amendment, we do. I ask how many of you, members of the Interchurch Council, how many of you supported an anti-Semitic bigot for President of the United States? Jesse Jackson. And with that, a member of the Israeli Knesset, and an old friend of mine, even though we don't agree on much, good morning to you, Rabbi Meir Kahane.
Thank you.
We have a mic. Say something.
Yeah, hi. How are you? Is that okay?
Now we're okay. We had a little mic problem for a moment.
You know, I sat here listening to that, and I thought to myself, it's not just Jesse Jackson. If Farrakhan would be invited on a show here, I'll bet anything. I'll bet the Knesset that Interchurch Council would not have written such a letter. That is an outrage. That is an outrage. The only greater outrage is, and this I say with even greater sadness, that I can appear on your show. For 4 years now, I have not been allowed to appear on a single radio or TV show inside Israel.
Why is that, Rabbi?
Because it's a democracy. Listen, liberals are the greatest. Are the greatest. They are for free speech for everyone that they like.
Except for whom they disagree.
Exactly right. And
well, the Interchurch Council would tell you they are liberals.
And they are, and that proved it.
All right, let us not waste our time on this letter. Let us talk about what is going on in Israel now. An incursion into Lebanon the other day, and one member of the Israeli Knesset, I can't recall who this morning, told CBS News, well, this takes the attention off the West Bank. Why into Lebanon now? Why, when their public relations are at the worst ebb in human history, Rabbi, would Israel do this?
Hopefully Israel doesn't base its policy upon what anyone in Cleveland thinks. Hopefully Israel bases policy upon what is good for Israel. Last week, terrorists from Lebanon attacked Jews and killed 2 soldiers. They have to pay for that. This is not Auschwitz. Those days are over. You kill Jews, you pay 2 eyes for an eye. They went into Lebanon because in Lebanon, all of those towns give full and open support to terrorists. To me, this only proves the tragedy of 1982, when Israel went into Lebanon in real force. They had an opportunity to physically exterminate Arafat, the PLO, and right in the middle, right on the verge of an enormous victory, they backed away because of fear of what the world was saying. It was a terrible mistake. We're paying for it now. We should have gone in, scorched that earth, and teach people that if you kill, you get killed.
Let us go back to a story yesterday. I mean, we could rehash the West Bank and the Gaza till hell freezes over, and you know that. A story yesterday that Israel is now planning or thinking about bringing murder charges against a woman because she threw a stone at a man who then fired his gun and an Israeli teenage girl was killed. But this woman threw a stone, apparently, because this man had just shot her son. Is this how we're going to end the tensions in the Middle East? And then, Rabbi, Israel goes in, even before it's learned that the death of this youngster was not caused by Arabs, but rather by a Jew. Israel goes in and indiscriminately burns houses down. Is this how we're going to solve the problems of the world?
Merle, you're basically a pretty nice person.
I would agree with that.
And you're bright.
I would agree with that.
But sometimes you make statements that kind of go counter to that. First of all, let me tell you about that incident.
Right.
Now, if you're going to paint the incident as you painted it, you're right. But that's not the way the thing happened. This group of youngsters was attacked by Arabs. They were throwing stones at them. Stones kill, Merle. Merle, believe me, stones kill. Many of the youngsters were hit. They were bleeding. The guide foolishly, insanely followed the usual orders. And those orders are, you don't shoot at people that are, throwing stones at you unless you are in immediate danger of life. And he waited. He waited much too long because as they charged at him, he managed to kill not one, but two of the stone throwers who were charging him. The rest jumped on him, and as they attacked him and beat him, the gun went off and killed that girl. If you want to tell me that he killed that girl, he didn't kill the girl.
Do you want to tell me about burning down people's houses?
I certainly will. I certainly will.
Please.
I certainly will. Villagers who attack and kill Jews are going to learn that they're going to lose their houses. If I were the, prime minister or minister of defense, I would not have burned the houses down. It's a pity. They're good houses. I would have moved the Arabs out of the country. Much, much better that way. That way, Arabs are not hit. Arabs are not beaten.
Are we not supposed to have, though, even in Israel, I mean, I realize your system of justice is not the American system of justice, but is there not supposed to be proven guilt before you destroy property or submit someone to punishment?
When you're in a war, Merle, you don't wait until you bring people to a trial. During World War II, how many German houses were burned down by Allied bombers? I mean, how come we didn't say, well, now, wait a second. Mm-hmm. Certainly in Hamburg, not all the houses were owned by Nazis. We were in a war. These are people that want to physically wipe out Israel. These are people that massacred Jews in the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s. They don't hide the fact that they don't want an Israel. Well, I don't want them, because as the Rabbi said in the Talmud, if one comes to slay you, slay him first. That's normal. Ask any non-Jew living in Cleveland. That makes sense.
We'll get back to this in a moment. Let me just take a moment and tell you that Executive Caterers wants to be your caterer. Executive Caterers at Landerhaven can cater for anything. They could have a bar mitzvah for you.
Only if it's kosher.
They could have a bar mitzvah for you. They could have a wedding party for you. Want to get married, Rabbi?
Only if it's kosher.
Wedding party for you. Whatever you want. Executive. Harlan Diamonds, Landerhaven, and Executive Caterers may be the most beautiful party place in the United States. Call 449. They're going to host Elie Wiesel June 9th. Elie Wiesel will be there for a dinner June 9th. That's 449-0700. 449-0700. Executive Caterers. Executive are Cleveland's party makers. Now remember, if you want to have your party somewhere else, Executive can still cater to you, because they'll do the party at your place of business or anywhere you wish. Executive wants to be your caterer. Now, we're back with Rabbi Meir. And now, Rabbi, the West Bank and the Gaza Strip, it's not going away. Started around Christmas time. It's not going away.
Absolutely right. Absolutely
all
right.
Right.
You're absolutely
there are a lot of Israelis, not just Americans, Israelis, who believe that eventually there's going to have to be a Palestinian state.
Oh, I'm all for that.
And that a Palestinian state will have to exist along the West Bank in tune to Israel. They'll have to live side by side together.
I'm all for the Arabs living side by side. The Arabs inside Jordan, side by side with us in the West Bank. Why in the world do Arabs who started 4 wars with us when they had the West Bank and they had Gaza and didn't set up their state called Palestine, they started 4 wars with us and they lost? Well, they're going to learn that if you start a war and you lose, you lose. Winners don't give up land, especially winners who were attacked.
There are people living along that West Bank, Arabs.
For the time being.
And Israel has sent settlers into the West Bank.
Because it is our land.
The settlers get water. For example, and ABC News reports the Arabs do not get water. Have to go bring buckets of water back. Is that a way to treat people, Rabbi?
I want to tell you something.
Yeah.
When Jordan ran the West Bank, no Arabs had water. Today, thanks to Israel, and I'm not happy about this. I think it's insanity, but it's a fact. They have television, they have water, they have telephones. ABC has got to be one of the big losers of our time.
No, they're doing pretty well in the ratings here.
They sure are, but losers sometimes have good ratings.
Speaking of ABC, one of the issues has been if you keep the television cameras out of the area, things will be better. South Africa took that route, and Israel has had division about whether to take that route. That says the messenger brings bad news, you kill the messenger, right?
Why does South Africa do it? Why didn't Margaret Thatcher do it? She did it in the Falklands. She did it. Why do you choose South Africa? Why not choose Margaret Thatcher or Ronald Reagan? Ronald Reagan did it.
So far you haven't talked about...
Grenada.
But wait a minute. So far you haven't talked about anybody I have any use for. I have no use for South Africa. I have no use for Margaret Thatcher. And Ronald Reagan is so busy consulting the stars to see what he should do today, and the poor senile old man doesn't know what he's doing.
You're right.
So let's talk about Israel.
But what I'm saying is many different kinds of countries do that. I serve in the army in Israel, and I know that you can be in the West Bank and things are all quiet, and suddenly a camera appears. That has launched more than Helen of Troy. That has launched 1,000 riots.
But Meir, that's a fact of life. The camera exists today to report the news,
Mr. Pollis,
and it's a fact of life.
It is a fact of life as you people want it. It's not a fact of life as I want it. You won't tell me how to run my state. Now, however, having said that, I agree with you that the entire policy of Israel is insanity.
You say, I'll get to your insanity in a moment. You say...
No, it is.
You
it
say...
isn't my insanity,
wait a minute. You
this
say...
is mine.
You say, we won't tell you in the United States how to run your state.
Right.
But without the money from the United States, let's understand something. Without the foreign aid from the United States, Israel's existence would not be what it is today.
Okay. Let me first get back to the
my
insanity.
Money. Admittedly, my money.
I will, of course, answer that, but just for a second, back to the the madness.
Tell me about the insanity.
I don't want to beat up Arabs. It doesn't solve anything. I don't want to shoot Arabs. I want them to live happily elsewhere. That's why I want to move them out of the country. Had I been the prime minister, not one Arab would have been killed. Not one would have been there. Now back to your money. When I'm the prime minister, and we have this in...
You're going to be prime minister?
In our platform, yes. Please God.
Yeah.
And the voters. In our platform, we call for a phasing out of U.S. aid. Now, do you hear that, Merle?
Yes.
We call for a phasing out of U.S. monies. You know why? It's because you don't help us with that money. Israel is an economic basket case because it's like some junkie. It gets its annual fix. It gets its
you say phasing out. Why not stop it altogether? Why are you phasing it out, Meir?
Because I know that it takes time for the people in Washington
to withdraw.
To do anything. That's right.
Oh, Washington could stop the aid tomorrow.
No.
Be all right with me.
But they don't do that. But if they can, fine. Stop the aid.
Mm-hmm.
I want Israel to bring in private capital, free enterprise, capitalism, and learn to stand on its own feet and not like some synagogue with pushkas ask for
a pushka.
Ask for
funds. To our Christian listeners, a pushka is like a little box you give money.
Wait a second, Merle. And the real answer to you is, it is not America that makes Israel live. It is God. God created that country. God saved the Jewish people.
But God created Arabs too. We'll be right back. We'll continue. I have a question for you. I am a Jew and a supporter of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
When the New York Times had an ad signed by a group of left-wing anti-Semites calling for the destruction of the state of Israel, I screamed and yelled and called them fascists. I believe Israel must exist, and I believe everything must be done. No people ever paid a price so high to see their Star of David in the sky. I believe that. Most Jews I know, and even Christians I know, believe that. Why don't Jews like you then? You, even in Israel, you say they won't let you on their radio, their television. The Jews here, they call me up, many, not all the Jews, they go, why are you having this terrible man on your program? Why are they letting him speak somewhere? No, I don't agree with that position. I read the Pittsburgh Jewish Chronicle last week. I was in Pittsburgh. It says, Rabbi Meir Kahane will speak. We don't know where yet, because he can't get a damn place for you to speak. Why?
I hope you're asking that in, anger.
Yes, anger at them and anger at you. Anger both.
You should be angry at Judaism then. Now, Merle, be honest. Be honest, and that is one of the reasons why Jews don't like me, because I have this incredible problem. I tell the truth. Now, listen. When I get up and I say, as I'm saying at this moment, there is an immutable contradiction between Western democracy and a Jewish state, that is what sends Western Jews screaming into the night. Why is there? Of course there is. Mm-hmm. A Jewish state means a state which must be controlled by Jews always, which means a majority. a Western state says it doesn't matter if you're Jewish or non-Jewish. If the Arabs have the right to be if the Arabs will sit quietly and non-violently and have babies, do they have the right to be the majority? Yes or no? Now, Merle, what would you answer, yes or no? Because if you answer yes, then you can do away with Israel not through bullets, but through babies. Now, I have raised this very painful issue. That's why Jews, as all human beings who are terrified of painful issues, say, let him go away, don't let him speak, so I won't have to listen with him.
But the Arabs aren't going to go away, Meir.
But I am going to move them away.
You're not going to move them away, no matter what you do. You're not
leave the driving to me.
What do you think you are, the Greyhound of Tel Aviv?
No, of Israel. And let me tell you that in this coming election, in November, in Israel, you are going to see the first phase of a tremendous tidal wave. There is a tremendous fear inside Israel now.
Hey,
Jews are afraid today because of what is happening in Gaza.
I'm going to break here for a moment. We'll come back. We'll take some phone calls soon. I'm trying to cajole this man to stay until 11:30. I think we may be able to do that because he's so happy here. It is 10:29. Good morning, everyone. I'm Merle Pollis. Now, I wish Foot Farm to talk about Israel being a democracy. Yet, the small minority of religious Jews control the large majority of non-religious Jews. Is that a democracy?
That's all baloney. That's all nonsense. Anytime a non-Orthodox Jew who's living in Cleveland is not happy with it, let him move to Israel and vote for his own party. The fact
but deals are made.
That is called democracy. Of course, there are no deals made here in Cleveland.
Never heard of a deal. Never heard of a deal.
That is called.
You asked my friend George Forbes if he ever made a deal.
A coalition government.
And what's going to happen, Meir? Let's take one. Then we'll take some phone calls. What's going to happen in the United States if Mr. Dukakis puts Mr. Jackson on the ticket? Why did the Jews go after Kosh and say, you shouldn't have said that, Meir?
I want to know why one Jewish leader in Cleveland or New York or Los Angeles didn't say what Koch said.
I say it.
Merle, you're not a Jewish leader.
Oh, forgive me. God, I thought. Wait a minute. Just a minute.
I hate to break this news to you, Merle.
I thought, to wake up and have Meir tell you you're not a Jew.
Yeah.
Joe and I thought we were Jewish leaders.
The fact of the matter is,
folks, did you hear that? But seriously, why haven't the Jewish leaders done that?
Because they're gutless. Because they don't have the self-respect that black leaders have.
One last thing, and then we'll take calls after a break. John Demjanjuk. The Demjanjuk trial. He's from Cleveland, of course. And this had special interest here. A lot of people said the trial was unfair, that he was judged before he was judged. And other people said, why hang him? That is a bad move for Israel. Now, I have not expressed an opinion on any of this. I mean, basically, short of saying, what do you say?
He was given the kind of fair trial that I have yet to see in Israel. Over one year, painstaking evidence, painstaking research. This is a vicious Nazi who in cold blood massacred people. Hanging is too good for him, but at least hanging. My God, I didn't hear anybody say that about Eichmann. I didn't hear anybody picketing Romley prison because of Eichmann. This is this liberal, twisted concepts that let us not sink to his level. In Judaism, there is a tremendous mitzvah, a commandment, and thou shalt burn evil out of thy midst.
10:37. We will continue in just a moment. We're back. You're on the air with the Rabbi.
Hello, Mr. Merle.
Yes.
I want to ask him, he's talking about phasing out the American...
Can you hear, Rabbi? Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
Rabbi, whatever he calls himself.
I call myself, a lot of things.
Yeah, I know you call yourself Kahane.
Wait until you hear what I call you. Finish.
You are a maggot. You are not a rabbi, sir.
What am I? A maggot, sir? What is a maggot, sir?
A maggot.
What is a maggot, sir?
Maggot. Okay. You say you want to phase out the American money to Israel. Why are you coming here to beg for American money for your Jewish Defense League.
I'm asking from Jews. I am asking from Jews because the Jewish people, maggot. Listen, maggot, and let me talk, and you shut up, you slime. Because when I come here, I want Jews to understand that creeps such as you want to wipe out not only Israel, but all Jews. If I could pay you, I would take you with me to every single city.
You're on the air. Hello.
Yes, I'd like to speak to Mr. Kahane.
Yes.
I agree that someone has to pay when there's a killing. When is Israel going to pay for killing 356 people in 5 months? Do we get to blow up some settlements or what? How does that work?
When you pay for the 3 million Germans killed by Allied bombers and Allied troops in World War II, then you can come and talk to me. Innocent people and good people kill bad people so that innocent people won't be killed. If you don't grasp that, then you're in difficult
I want to
mental
remind
shape.
everybody we will have a Palestinian Arab here a week from Friday. He, representing his group, has called and asked for time. He did it the right way. Called and asked for time. Didn't send me a letter saying don't have Kahane on, and we were very happy to give him time. You're on the air. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Merle. I don't know why you have this man on, because he really has no credentials. Now, listen, I'm Jewish.
Yeah.
All right? This man who says, he calls himself a rabbi, and he says in the Talmud...
Isn't a rabbi? I'm a rabbi. What do you want?
He calls Jackson a racist? This man is the man called him a maggot. He's right. He has no...
Sir, I must tell you one thing. You say, I want to say why we have him on. I can't defend or not defend the rabbi. Just a minute. We have him on. You say he has no credentials. He's a member of the Israeli Knesset, and a member of the U.S. Congress has credentials. I may despise the actions of a member of the U.S. Congress, but that person has credentials.
All right, I understand. Let me ask him one question. Why does Israel resort to the same tactics that the Nazis did? The same tactics.
All right, I want every single listener. Okay, I already heard the question. I heard the question. I want every Jew out there to listen. This is a Jew saying that Israel uses the same tactics Nazis used. Will you shut up? It's my turn now. Now, do you think, have you ever heard one Arab ever in his life say that the PLO uses the same tactics that Nazis use? This is the difference. This is a sick, sick person. Now, get off the phone.
Speaking of the PLO, Arafat does represent them, doesn't he?
Absolutely. No question about that.
The Jews are going to have to deal with Arafat.
Oh, absolutely. I am all for stopping this nonsense. We don't speak to the PLO. If I were the Prime Minister, I would sit down with them, as with any Arab, and tell them no.
How do you sit down and tell them no? You sit down and negotiate.
Of course. I'm all for that. We will give you peace. We have the land.
You're on the radio.
Yeah, Emil? Hello?
Merle.
Oh, Merle.
Yeah.
Emil.
Who's Emil?
Yeah, in person. Okay, Mr. Kahane.
Maggot is the name.
No, I ain't going to call you Megan.
Okay, good. Okay.
I'm going to call one of your friends, though. Roman Al-Dubi. Is that his name?
Yeah, right, Roman.
Right. He's one of your followers or something like that.
He's a good Jew.
He's a good Jew. Last year he was in Israel. He was banned there from just discriminating, shooting people, wasn't he?
No.
Well, wasn't he banned from Nablus for shooting people?
He was banned there because what they were doing is, now listen, if you want to hear about racism.
Okay, sir.
Okay, good. Listen.
I'm talking about racism.
A good question. Listen to the listen now.
Okay.
An answer. The government of Israel bans Jews from living in Shechem, which is the proper name.
What is it?
Shechem. That is the proper name. It's found in the Bible. Ask any Baptist. Now,
I'm not going to Bible. We're in the secular.
Sir, listen to me, sir. Arabs don't change names of my cities. In any case,
It's not your city.
it's my city. And the Israeli government does not allow Jews, because they are Jews, to live there. I want to file some kind of a complaint with the ADL. Romain, who lives in a settlement near Shechem.
Well, let's get over with it.
Romain, I haven't finished yet. I haven't finished. Romain, who lives in a settlement near Shechem, demanded that Jews be allowed, just as Arabs, to live in that city. He caused problems, therefore he was barred. That is not democracy. He didn't shoot anybody. Okay, that's the answer.
Thank you for your call. You're on the air. Good morning. You're on the air. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. I would just like to make a couple comments.
Please.
I don't really want to talk to the man. I'd rather talk to you.
Yes, ma'am.
I will listen for his response.
All right.
Anyways, number one is I'd like to know what type of world does he believe God intended? Does he have it planned to be all Jewish people like himself that speak with hatred and name-calling and such? My second comment is that I was upset when he said about how God makes mistakes. I think maybe he should look further into his Bible rather than that Talmud. Maybe that's wrong.
Talmud, not the Talbot, the Talmud.
Excuse me. And third, I think that he should look, if he feels that land is worth the taking of lives, I think he should look more into himself, and maybe he just doesn't believe what is true. And that's all.
Hey, Rabbi?
Point one, God wants a world in which people don't kill people, including 6 million Jews. We have lost millions upon millions of people to you people when we lived with you. You gave us crusades and inquisitions and
Who's you people? Who's you people?
The non-Jewish world. She's not Jewish.
So you don't trust any non-Jewish
Merle,
people?
listen to me. Just let me.
Okay, I'm listening.
Let me finish. Okay?
Yeah.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
I want to love you, but I want to live in my country.
Do you love me?
Merle, I'm speaking to her.
Oh.
To her. I want to love all people. I want you to love me.
I love you, Meir, but you're wrong.
Merle, let me finish. This isn't the Knesset. Come on. Now, so therefore, I want my country, which the Arabs have tried to wipe out even before it was around. They massacred Jews in the 20s, 30s, 40s. Where were you in 1967 when the Arabs had all the land they say they now want, and they wanted to wipe out Israel? Point two, the Bible, God, mistakes, and so on. In the Bible, which I assume that you would know, doesn't it say that God looked about the world and he regretted making it, and he caused a flood? That's the Bible, not the Talmud, whatever you call it. And your third point, land over peace. Madam, anytime you are ready to give your house to the Arabs so that I can have peace, I'm all for it.
He's speaking tonight at Heights Jewish Center Synagogue, 14270 Cedar Road at 8:15 on Cedar near Green. We'll remind you of that later, too, but that's where you can see him tonight, Heights Jewish Center Synagogue. Who sponsors your visit here?
We have a local Kach chapter, and we have local Kach chapters, and Kach is my group in many cities, to the great dismay of the Jewish establishment.
The Jews just don't like you.
That's not true. Certain Jews don't. You would be amazed how Jewish leaders don't speak for anybody except maybe their wives. Jewish leaders are such disasters. It's incredible. The blind leading the blind.
But see, basically, a Jew gets ashamed when a guy like you, who
Says
carries the
truth.
name Rabbi...
Now, you can say it isn't true, which is fine. But don't blame me for saying a thing which your grandfather or great-grandfather believed in.
My grandfather...
Great-grandfather.
Great-grandfather. My grandfather... I was very close with my grandfather. I called him Zadie.
There were so many things that he didn't tell you, Merle. There were so many things he didn't tell you. And had he told you, you might have been putting on tefillin today.
Ladies and gentlemen, Meir Kahane has agreed to stay to 11:20 after CBS News. If you're on the phones, stay there. I will take the calls that are waiting. Meir Kahane has agreed to stay to 11:20. If you're on the phone, stay there at 578-1300. Our guest is the member of the Israeli Knesset, Rabbi Meir Kahane. I want to apologize to the Interchurch Council for not dropping him off at your request today, as they said, "Oh, Merle, you shouldn't have this terrible man on." There's a little problem with people like that. Next week, they may not want to have me have Meir Voinovich on. They may say, "Oh, he's a terrible person," or Howard Metzema. Don't have him on. You see, and then they'll run the radio station, and I won't have a job, and God would regret it if I didn't have a job. We'll be back after the news. Rabbi Meir Kahane has agreed to stay for about another 15 minutes, so I'll devote all of it to you. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, Rabbi Kahane, and good morning, Mr. Tal.
Thank you, ma'am.
Really, always I did call you, and I wish you the best in your family. and everything the best because you're a really kind Jew.
Thank you very much.
I love you.
Who, Rabbi or me?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Both, Merle. Actually, both.
Okay.
Both.
Both those twins, you know.
Rabbi Kahane.
Yes.
I'm a Holocaust.
Survivor.
That's correct.
Yes.
And we did live in the old country. And I cannot understand till now because I was a young girl, young child born in the old country. The Polish people always used to say, you Jews, you don't have no place here. You have, not Israel, they called before, Palestine.
Right.
You have Palestine. They used to call like that. You stinking Jews, you don't have no right to stay here. Why don't you go to Palestine? Now I don't understand this what I want to tell you. If we really have Israel, why the whole world is against the Jews, Israel, and everybody? It should not be anti-Semitism on this world. We should live in peace, not hate each other. We went through so much in life.
Madam.
Is it not time?
Yes, it is time. Madam, listen.
Yes.
Look, what you said is, of course, true, and that's the kind of world we would like to have. But we don't live in a world which we would like to have now. Right now, we live in the world in which exists. They have always hated us. There hasn't been one country which, in the end, hasn't turned upon Jews. So stop worrying about it. Stop worrying about them. They are irrelevant. Two things matter. Listen carefully.
I'm listening, Rabbi. I like to listen to you.
Two things matter. God, He will determine Jewish destiny, and the strong Jewish army. Those two things matter.
God and a strong Jewish army.
That's right,
Thank
Merle.
you so much, madam. Do you think God meant there to be armies?
No, but God said that all people should be good, and He then said that if there are bad people who want to kill decent people, there should be armies so that...
Where were the armies when Hitler was...
If not for the Allied armies, Merle, you wouldn't be here now. If not for Allied violence, if not for Allied bombings, Hitler, God forbid, would not be where he is now.
One quick thing. You say God, He. Some feminists believe God is a she.
Well, I'm not a feminist, and God is a he or a she He is above it all anyhow.
You're on the radio.
Yeah, Kahane.
Yes. I see this is a friendly call. Let's go. Come on, round 3.
Okay. Well, 75 to 80%, I think,
Yeah.
of the people believe in you.
Okay.
The Jews.
Yeah. You're right.
It's undercover, and Merle Pollis plays that Mutt and Jeff game. you know that. And you come in here...
What Mutt and Jeff game?
He means,
Well, it's a...
bad guy, good guy, bad guy, right?
Bad guy, good guy.
There you go.
You're here for the... you come here to pick up money. And I want to ask you another question. You said you want to get rid of all the Arabs. Who's going to work on the land over there? Who's going to produce over there?
The Jews. The Jews.
Who is going to do the farms?
Who do you
Who is
think?
going to do the manufacturing?
Who do you think built Israel before '67? The Chinese.
Who's gonna do it?
The Jews were farmers. The Jews were workers. And the Jews are going to collect garbage like they collected garbage. All kinds of garbage, including human garbage. Garbage.
You're no better than South Africa. You know it, and I know it.
Do you wish to denounce South Africa?
What?
You want to denounce South Africa?
I denounce apartheid in South Africa almost as much as I denounce the African National Congress. They are both losers. And I want to tell you one thing, that I won't do a thing to bring the African National Congress into power because they are one huge bunch of Jesse Jacksons.
Never heard them described that way before. You're on the air. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Israel is a very small country. I don't see how they could split it up into all these different kinds of pieces.
Don't worry, they won't.
I know. The Arabs have got so much land that they don't do anything with. Let them give a big piece, and I'm sure that we'd make it fertile for the Arabs since they're a bunch of lazy bums anyway.
No, wait a second. One second. Now, that is not true. The Arabs are not lazy. The Arabs work hard, and that's not the point. The point is that no matter what they are, They want to wipe out Israel.
Why
That's
do you
the
believe
only
the
thing.
Arabs are a bunch of lazy bums? Isn't that a...
If you look at their houses, it's not clean. And
They don't have money, sir.
okay. Just because
These
people don't have
incredible
money, that doesn't mean
cliches.
they can't be clean.
They haven't got money. Listen, I would trade my salary with that of the Emir of Kuwait.
Oh,
or
yeah,
Abu Dhabi.
his, yeah.
Well, why doesn't he share some of his wealth with his kissing cousins?
You're on the air.
Good morning, Mr. Kahane.
Good morning. There's another friendly call I see.
Well, I want to state for you, so everybody, I'm a Gentile, and I support Israel. I think Israel should defend themselves because the rest of the world is against them and have been against them.
Okay, good.
Now, what I think, when you have all these protesters going on in the West Bank and Gaza. If the rock throwers are caught, they should be deported right out. The borders of Israel are fortified against the PLO and invasions. Deport them out. They have their friends on the other side in Lebanon or Jordan or whatever. They can find support there, or find their extended families. If they're breaking the laws, if they're throwing rocks, and rocks do kill, send them out. But what I also think that the Israelis should do is that the West Bank is it's a bad situation. If they were to give that up as the peace now people want, you're going to be bringing in the Arab armies even closer. Now, I don't think a lot of people are up on their geography, and they don't know how small Israel is compared to the rest of the Arab world in there. It's a very, very small area. You can drive from both ends of Israel in a day. From what I've read.
Yes, indeed. What do you mean in a day? In 1.5 hours.
Oh boy.
It's 40 miles, 40 miles wide from the sea to the Jordan River. That's with the West Bank.
I was looking at north-south, but you're correct there. From that pocket there, from the West Bank over to the Mediterranean, it's very short. You got to increase that distance there. Now that's historic Israel. Now, they should just start working from the west, or from the east, the western end of the West Bank, and just start moving people out and send them out. Move the families out, and give them so much so they can resettle in Arab territories. And the Arabs are making enough money from all their other investments, oil and whatever, that they can support them. The Arabs could have supported the Palestinians a long time ago, but they're not. They're just letting them sit because they want this. They want these armies sitting around.
Yeah, I got to move along. I thank you, sir.
Sir, wait a second. Yeah. Sir, that was tremendous. Anytime you want to be a Jewish leader in this city, you'll be so much better.
Jewish,
I know that, but he's so much better than these present ones who are sitting around talking about we have to compromise. This man is normal.
You're on the air.
Yeah, I've got to say one thing, and I just really tuned in a few minutes ago. Yeah. The fact is I hear too much mention of Jews. Israel is a Jewish state, but people living in Israel get much more equality and much more freedom, regardless of race and religion, than any place in the world. Maybe the U.S. would be equal.
I don't think the Arabs get what they... they don't have the equality of Israeli citizens.
Let me ask you something. Did the Arabs ever, even in their wildest dreams, imagine that they would have democracy?
Why are you so happy about that?
I'm not happy about it.
Good, well then don't be happy about it. Cry. Because that is the horror. If they have this and they have babies, they will use it to vote Israel out of existence.
Right, but see, those are points that you should really bring up. People.
Sir, I have been raising these for the last 20 years, except that your Jewish leaders don't let me speak.
What happened to your American citizenship? Last time you were here...
I won the case.
You won the case? You're still an American citizen?
I certainly am. I am a dual citizen. I and 6 million other Americans are dual citizens.
Could you vote in an American election?
I could if I wasn't a felon.
Oh, you're a felon?
Yeah.
What'd you do? I forget now.
I bombed the Soviet embassy.
Oh, that's right, you did.
Right.
Are you sorry about that now?
Absolutely not. 250,000 Soviet Jews got out. It was a pleasure.
You personally bombed the embassy?
I conspired.
Well, if you're a felon, you were convicted.
Oh, yes, certainly.
And you weren't sent to prison.
I I sat in Allenwood Federal Prison for 1 year.
That's right, you did. Now that I recall, you did.
That's
you
right.
paid your time.
I certainly did. I don't cry about it. I don't kvetch.
Yes.
Complain.
So you couldn't vote. You can't vote.
No.
So you're not really wanted here anymore. You come in, if you hadn't been caught and they were looking for you, you couldn't come raise the money here, right?
Think of all the guys coming to raise money for the IRA, for the PLO. It's incredible. And suddenly Kahane's raising money.
Yeah.
Everybody's here raising money.
Are you glad to see now, though, the cooperation between the Soviet Union and the United States?
God help America. Watch out for these guys. Watch out for the Russians. Be careful.
But we have to live in the world.
You do, absolutely.
Meir, we have to live in
Respect them and suspect them. That's got to be the slogan.
Obviously you suspect them, but you believe, I'm sure, in the IMF treaty and many other things.
I hope that will be good. I just don't want one thing. This International Peace Conference inviting guess who's coming to dinner? The Russians. And guess who's the dinner?
I know you have to leave. I'm going to ask one last question. If we were sitting here a year from now, 1 year from today, in the same room, what would the conditions be like along the West Bank? What would be happening?
You would have large numbers of Arabs who would have willingly left, because 1 year from now, please God, I'll be part of the government, and with conditions.
You're part of the government now.
No, I'm in the Knesset. I mean, part of the cabinet.
Yeah.
Part of the cabinet.
Think you're going to win the?
We expect to win at least 10 seats in this next election. That's the third largest party. That is the balance of power for the next government.
So what will you be, Minister of what?
Maybe transportation. I don't know.
What do I be in this thing?
Huh?
What will I be?
Merle, on the day that you put on tefillin, we will make you minister of
Radio,
television, all of it. The works.
Meir Kahane.